in that last video, we were talking about the two anointed, one being a spiritual masculine and the other being a spiritual feminine. Now, I do believe that they will both be physical males, but I do believe one will be spiritually masculine and the other spiritually feminine, just as Moses and Aaron were a type of that. As we see Moses here in the original KJV artwork, he has the phallus in his hand representing masculine, and you see Aaron over here with the egg representing the feminine. So the priesthood is baking bread, lighting candles, preparing sacrifices, taking care of the temple, the things that a woman would do in the household. So that's kind of what that position is. So let's take a look over here in Zechariah. And so we know that the Aaron type, the womanly type, the spiritual feminine, is going into the wilderness, and it's going to be what's called Jacob's trouble, and it lasts 3 years. Once he goes through this, he's going to enter into the throne room. He'll be killed in battle, according to the Jews. That his name's Messiah ben Joseph, and he'll be killed in battle. And it says, and he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right to resist him. Now remember, these two anointed are Judah and Joseph. So this Judah is a type of adversary to the other anointed at this point, because they're still in a broken brotherhood. So this Satan standing at his right to resist him is actually Judah, because it means adversary or opponent. It doesn't actually mean Satan, just like Christ doesn't mean Jesus' last name. I mean, even Jesus called Peter Satan at one point, so we can look that up, but let's go on. And the Lord said unto Satan, Judah, the Lord rebuke thee, O Satan, even the Lord that hath chosen Jerusalem rebuke you. Is this not a brand plucked from the fire? This other anointed, the second goat that went into the wilderness, he just came out of Jacob's trouble, so he went through the fire. Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel, and he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, Take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, Behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass from thee, and I will give thee a change of raiment. And he said, Let's set a fair mitre upon his head. So they set a fair mitre upon his head, and clothed him with the garments. And the angel of the Lord stood by. And the angel of the Lord protested unto Joshua, saying, Thus saith the Lord of the host, If you will walk in my ways and will keep my charge, then thou shalt judge my house. The house he's going to be judging is during the millennium. He's going to be in charge of the temple. He's going to be in charge of the house, and thou shalt keep my courts, the courts of the temple. And I will give thee places to walk among these that stand here. Hear now, O Joshua the high priest, and thou and thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men wondered at, and behold, I will bring forth my servant the branch. Okay, so once these two are in heaven, once you have two anointed, like a Moses and an Aaron, that's like a type of, a civil leader and a high priest. You had Joshua and Zerubbabel, same thing. But the end time two are going to be a king and a priest during the millennium times. So let's continue that in a second. So we see here in Zechariah 3 that Joshua's getting his high priest clothing, right? So we've seen that Judah was an adversary to him at the time, but this is where God joined them together. If we look over here in Revelation 12, we've seen that one goat, the other anointed, was caught up to God in his throne, and the woman went into the wilderness. Well, now he's in the throne room already, and once Jacob's trouble's over, this one will go up in the throne room. Then they're joined together. At that time, God will give them power to do miracles and have a ministry of 1,260 days. He tells them to plan up there, and then they come back down to earth.